Hello everyone, welcome back to this lecture series on artificial intelligence. So this will be lecture number 9. If you want to see previous lectures, you can subscribe to this channel. There are so many infotainment videos that you will find in this channel. So without wasting much time, let us move forward to this session. So let's have a quick recap of the topics that we have seen in our previous session. In our previous session, we have seen domains of artificial intelligence, how artificial intelligence have been subdivided into few of subfields or domains. So mainly artificial intelligence has been subclassified into three domains, that is data science, computer vision and natural language processing. So we had a overview of all the three domains of artificial intelligence. And so in today's session, let us see what all topics we are going to cover. So in today's session, we will again focus on natural language processing. Okay, we will see this domain individually. And under this, we will discuss what is natural language processing, why we need natural language processing, and how this natural language processing is used to make or to give a machine the ability to respond to speech or text or to interpret any speech or text. Then we will also see history of NLP. We will also try to figure out where we find the first instances of NLP in the history. Then we will also uh, go through components of NLP. So these are the topics that we are going to cover today. So in today's session, we will see these three topics. Natural language processing, and in our previous session, we have already seen and know, now we know what is natural language processing. So natural language, that means the language of humans, okay, that we have already seen in our previous video. So the way we communicate with each other using any language, any natural language, that can be Hindi, that can be English, that can be any other mother tongue that we use to communicate with each other, is known as natural language. So to this natural language actually refers to the different forms in which humans communicate with each other, that can be verbal, written or non-verbal or expressions. Now this technology which enables the machines, that is software, to understand and process the natural language of humans is called natural language processing. So basically, if you say in simple terms, what is natural language processing? With the help of this technology which we are saying, or which we are stating, natural language processing or NLP, with the help of this, we are giving the ability to a machine to speak or to interpret what we are communicating. So in other words, it is defined as branch of artificial intelligence that deals with the interaction between computers and humans using the natural language. The same language which we use to communicate, if we give this ability to a machine, that has to be given with the help of NLP, that is natural language processing. Now, the main objective of NLP is to read. Okay, so there are few objectives of an NLP. If you want to give this speaking ability and interpreting our language ability to a machine, then there are few objectives of NLP. That is, first one is to read. That is, if we are producing this language in the form of text, okay, that has to be read. So NLP is to read or read, then interpret, comprehend, and coherently make sense of the human language so that it can create value for all. So अगर NLP के पूरे जो प्रोसेस है उसको अगर हम डिवाइड करें, then NLP essentially comprises of natural language understanding. जो हम कह रहे हैं उसे पहले मशीन समझे, that is natural language understanding, which you can also call it as human to machine. Next part is natural language generation. That means the things which already that the machine has interpreted or comprehended, जो वो पहले से समझ चुका है, उसको अब वो समझ के उसके लिए respond करेगा. Okay, so the response the machine gives while it captures our instructions or our speech or text. Okay, so that comes under natural language generation. So पूरे NLP को हम divide कर सकते हैं natural language understanding and natural language generation में. So now let us see how this NLP is used for machines. First point is it analyze, understand and generate human language just like humans do. So with the help of NLP, machines can analyze, understand and generate human languages, then applying computational techniques to language domain. So actually NLP gives us an advantage where with the help of NLP, we can apply few of the computational techniques for this particular language domain. To explain linguistic theories, to use the theories to build systems that can be of social use. So with the help of NLP, we can use these machines, those machines which are using NLP for explaining linguistic theories, and also we can use the theories to build systems that can be of social use, जिनको हम लोगों के लिए, समाज के लिए फिर उसका use कर सकते हैं. As we have already seen that it is a branch of artificial intelligence that borrows from linguistics, okay, psychological linguistics and cognitive science and statistics. So with the help of NLP, हम कंप्यूटर से उसके लैंग्वेज को नहीं सीख रहे हैं, बट वी आर मेकिंग कंप्यूटर्स टू लर्न आवर लैंग्वेज. ओके, so that is what is written here, that we are not making computers, um, we are not learning something from computers, but we are making computers to learn our language. So now the next question is why we need NLP, why there is a need for NLP, or why we are giving NLP this much importance. Okay, so if we are so much now focusing on artificial intelligence, and in artificial intelligence, if we are willing to make any machine intelligent, then we have to go through this particular domain, that is NLP. Since NLP is a hallmark of human intelligence. अगर आप किसी मशीन को इंटेलिजेंट बना रहे हैं, एंड दैट टू इफ यू वांट टू मेक अ मशीन इंटेलिजेंट विथ पावर टू ह्यूमंस, या फिर आप ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस को किसी मशीन में डालना चाह रहे हैं, then the most important ability or intellectual ability of a human is to communicate. Okay, so as we communicate, or जैसे हम बात कर सकते हैं या हम communicate कर सकते हैं, okay, in this whole planet there is no other living organisms that can communicate as compared to humans. Okay, so इस वजह से NLP बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. So that is why we need NLP. Next is text is largest repository of human knowledge and is growing quickly. So if we want to analyze this text, okay, so हर दिन बहुत सारा डेटा स्टोर होता जा रहा है, एंड दैट डेटा, इफ वी want to analyze that data, which is generally in the form of text, that means we need human intelligence to analyze those data. ओके, सो उस टेक्स्ट को पढ़ के उसका मतलब समझना, ये सारी चीजें जो है उसके लिए वी नीड ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस. सो दैट इज व्हाई वी नीड एन एनएलपी मॉडल, एक एनएलपी मशीन हमको चाहिए, with the help of which we can analyze those text. Okay, and with the help of that we can utilize those text or those datas for our advantage. Number third point is computer programs that understood text or speech. Okay, so there are few computer programs that are needed to understand the text or speech so that they can, without the help of humans or without the help of our instructions, they can work. Okay, for this kind of work we need NLP. इस वजह से हमें NLP का जरूरत है. History of NLP. So the very first instance of NLP can be seen in the year 1950. In that year, Alan Turing first created a machine named as Turing test machine, and this machine was actually used to authenticate or to test other machines which were actually boasted as that those machine can think or speak or um, work like humans. So 1950 में एलन ट्यूरिंग ने एक ट्यूरिंग टेस्ट मशीन बनाया था, जिसका जिसके बनाने का जो मेन रीजन था वो ये था, विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर मशीन other machines were able to being tested. बाकी के दूसरे जो मशीन्स है उनका टेस्ट किया जाता था उस ट्यूरिंग टेस्ट मशीन से, that those machine are able to think like human or work like human or not. So there we see the first instance of natural language processing domain or NLP. Since that Turing test machine needed to have a conversation with the machines that were brought in front of it for testing. जो दूसरे जो machines ट्यूरिंग टेस्ट मशीन के सामने लाए जाते थे, ट्यूरिंग टेस्ट मशीन और उस मशीन के बीच में एक कॉन्वर्सेशन होना बहुत जरूरी था. ओके, अ सिमिलर कॉन्वर्सेशन दैट वी हैव विथ अदर ह्यूमंस. ओके, वी ह्यूमंस हैव, सो दैट कि ट्यूरिंग टेस्ट मशीन जब उससे कॉन्वर्सेशन करता था, द point where the Turing test machine fails to identify the machine in front of it that it is a human or not. अगर वो ट्यूरिंग टेस्ट मशीन जो कॉन्वर्सेशन करता था और उसमें अगर उसे ये पता चलता था कि जो सामने वाला मशीन है that is able to speak like or that is able to speak like a human or machine. Okay, so अगर इसमें उसको प्रॉब्लम आता था तो वो सामने वाले मशीन को एक टैग दे देता था that this machine can think like human. So for those conversations between the Turing test machine and between the other machines was done with the help of NLP. Okay, so this was the first instance in history where we find NLP was used. Then second point, there was some beneficial and successful natural language systems which were developed in 1960s, which were abbreviated as SHRDLU. Okay, which were actually a natural language system. Okay, they used some block of words. उनका जो काम था वो restricted block of words था. For example, there were few chatbots which were made with the help of this natural language system, and the first chatbot that was created in 1960 was Elijah. So ऐसे chatbot जिससे आप conversation कर सकते थे, but those were restricted with few block of words. इसका मतलब जो उसमें questions और answers जो होते थे वो पहले से pre-fitted रहते थे. For example, there were only few block of words that were actually fitted to those chatbots, such as what is your name, where are you from. उसके अलावा आप उनसे कुछ और पूछेंगे तो वो बता नहीं पाते थे, that since they were the ancient NLP systems, natural language systems. So in 1950 and in 1960s, there was a big leap in NLP where humans tried to give this communicating ability to a machine. So now let's see components of NLP. So for any machines which is using NLP and for interpreting any language that is in the form of speech or in the form of text, this both data has to be taken through 6 levels of NLP. So in your screen you can now, I hope, see these 6 levels. So any data that is in the form of speech or text, that has to be taken through this 6 levels of NLP so that the machine can interpret that particular language data and respond against the instruction or speech. So speech has to actually taken through this particular analysis, which is known as phonological analysis. So what is phonology? It is a branch of linguistics that studies how languages or dialects systematically organize their sounds. So on the basis of a particular sound of particular word, the machine interprets, and with the help of this particular analysis, which we call as phonological analysis, we try to interpret any data which is in the form of speech. Similarly, text data is taken through OCR, which is optical character recognition, or we call it tokenization. So by the help of this two, we first bring this data to the first level, which is morphological analysis. So under the level 1 morphological analysis, study of word and their parts are done. So पहले लेवल में हम किसी भी स्पीच के फॉर्म में डेटा है या टेक्स्ट के फॉर्म में डेटा है, उसको हम डिवाइड करते हैं टू इट सिंगल यूनिट, दैट इज वर्ड. तो वर्ड का मीनिंग और वर्ड के बारे में हम पता करते हैं. नेक्स्ट लेवल इज लेक्सिकल एनालिसिस. So interpreting the meaning of individual words. Now, as we have divided the whole sentences or paragraphs of which is in the form of speech or in the form of text, उसको हम morphological analysis में particular word में divide किए हैं. Now we need to know the meaning of that particular word. That is done with the help of level 2, that is lexical analysis. In level 3, we move to next level, that is syntactic analysis. Under this, the grammatical structure of sentences are known. Okay, first we started with words, now we come to the sentence. So under this, sentence या फिर नंबर या फिर जो भी चीज स्पीच में है या टेक्स्ट फॉर्म में है, उसका एक ग्रामेटिकल स्ट्रक्चर हम कोशिश करते हैं अनकवर करने का with the help of syntactic analysis, and then that data is given to the next level, which is semantic analysis. Once we have uncovered the grammatical structure of that particular sentence, now we have to check the meaning of that sentence. उस सेंटेंस का क्या मतलब हो रहा है वो हमको पता करना है under level 4, that is semantic analysis. And then we move to level 5, which is disclosure integration. Now, since we have known the meaning of individual sentences, under level 5, we will now make connection between the sentences. अलग अलग sentences के बीच में relationship बना के उनके बीच में connections बना के we will try to know the whole speech or whole text. And at last, in the level 6, we move to pragmatic analysis. That means जब हमें सारे sentences के बीच में एक relationship find out कर लिया है, अब उन sentences के meaning को हमको compare करना है real world के साथ. Okay, so that is what we do and we do under pragmatic analysis. So this is how the data, if it is speech or text, has to be actually taken through all the 6 levels of NLP, and this is how we try to make a machine to interpret any language data that is in the form of speech or text, and again it has to again respond. Okay, जो वो समझा है उसको वापस उसको execute भी करना है. Okay, so this is how we use components of NLP, and this is how any data which is in the form of speech or text is taken through the levels of NLP. So this is how we have seen few of the topics under this first domain that we have individually taken, that is natural language processing. In next session, we will again see few more topics from this particular domain. We will see few of the techniques and methods, how we make an NLP model. So thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for watching this patiently. We will meet soon. Thank you.